Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight in support of Project Healthy Minds, our partners at Archer Foundation, and the true leaders in mental health access.
Just as I see in you, the present and the future. And I reiterate that point because oftentimes we speak to young adults about the years ahead, about what you'll do, what you'll have to adopt to fix from previous generations.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me here tonight in this digital sanctuary of truth-seeking. We're diving deep into the underbelly of power, where royalty, celebrities, and billionaires collide in a web of scandal that could topple empires. Tonight, we're not just scratching the surface, we're peeling back layers of glamour to reveal the cracks in the facade. Picture this: a once beloved duchess, hailed as the people's princess, her image meticulously crafted over years of public adoration. But what if that image is a mask? What if behind the smiles, the charity galas, and the motivational quotes lies a past shrouded in darkness? We're talking Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, and her alleged ties to one of the most infamous scandals of our time, the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Buckle up, because this isn't just gossip, it's an investigative journey through timelines, personal connections, and the social networks that bind the elite. We'll blend what we know for sure with the whispers that keep us up at night, always noting where speculation creeps in. By the end, you'll be questioning
Jeffrey Epstein, multimillionaire, hedge fund manager, businessman with famous, powerful friends, and also convicted sex offender. Just weeks ago, court documents pertaining to his sex trafficking case were unsealed.
Everything. Is Meghan the victim of a vicious smear? Or has her royal fairy tale just hit an iceberg? Let's begin. To understand the storm swirling around Meghan Markle, we have to rewind to the heart of the Epstein scandal, a saga that reads like a thriller, complete with power, money, sex, and betrayal. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a billionaire. He was a master manipulator, a hedge fund manager who rubbed shoulders with the world's elite. Publicly known facts: Epstein was convicted in 2008 for soliciting prostitution from a minor, serving just 13 months in a cushy deal that screamed privilege. But the real horror? His private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, dubbed Pedophile Island by some, where he allegedly trafficked underage girls for the pleasure of the rich and
an island over a mile away from St. Thomas, the main island. And it's out there and it's isolated. He purchases that, right? Then he owns the jet.
famous. Timeline alert: Epstein's empire began in the 1990s. By 1999, he was already entangled with Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. Court documents unsealed in 2023 reveal Epstein's flight logs. Prince Andrew flew on Epstein's private jet, the Lolita Express, multiple times. They were spotted together at parties, lavish events, and even a casual stroll in Central Park in December 2010. This wasn't just acquaintance. It was a friendship that raised eyebrows, especially after Epstein's 2008 conviction. Now, enter Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate and the daughter of media mogul Robert Maxwell. Born into British high society, Ghislaine was no stranger to power. Her father doted on her, giving her roles like director of Oxford United Football Club. But after his mysterious death in 1991 ruled a suicide off his yacht, she fell into Epstein's orbit. By the early 2000s, she was his right-hand woman, recruiting and grooming girls as young as 14. Court testimonies from victims like Virginia Giuffre paint a chilling picture. Maxwell befriended vulnerable teens, enticing them with promises of modeling or money, then delivering them to Epstein. Hypothetical scenario: what if
How do you get off? It's not like a person who's on the island can just say, okay, I'm gonna swim to St. Thomas.
Maxwell's loyalty to Epstein wasn't just blind devotion. Rumors swirl that she was also a victim, perhaps coerced into the scheme after her father's death left her vulnerable. But facts show she played a key role. In 2021, she was convicted on 5 counts of sex trafficking, sentenced to 20 years. Even in prison, she's been vocal, appealing her case and, as we'll see, dropping bombshells. This social network is key. Epstein's circle overlapped with royals, politicians, and celebs. Prince Andrew's ties? Verified. He admitted in a 2019 BBC interview to knowing Epstein fairly regularly since 1999, seeing him once or twice a year, perhaps maximum 3 times. But the bombshell came from Virginia Giuffre, who claimed Epstein trafficked her to have sex with Andrew when she was 17. Andrew denied it vehemently, saying he had zero recollection of meeting her and couldn't sweat due to a medical condition, a defense that backfired spectacularly. Andrew's 2019 interview was a PR disaster. News outlets like The Guardian called it catastrophic. He stepped back from royal duties and in 2022 settled Giuffre's lawsuit for millions without admitting guilt. Fast forward to 2025, King Charles stripped him of titles like Duke of York, forcing him out of his Windsor home. The royal family distanced themselves, but the damage was done. Epstein's death in 2019 ruled a suicide only fueled conspiracies. Was it murder? Speculation abounds, but no proof. Now, tie this to Meghan Markle. How does a Hollywood actress turned duchess fit in? Maxwell's recent claims, made from prison, allege Meghan knew Epstein and hid a dark past. But is this fact or fiction? Let's explore. Meghan Markle's story is the ultimate rags to riches tale. Born in 1981, she rose from a single-parent home to starring in Suits, then marrying Prince Harry in 2018. Publicly, she's the epitome of grace, championing mental health, women's rights, and humanitarian causes. But behind the scenes, allegations of bullying staff at Kensington Palace, plastic surgery rumors, and now Epstein ties. Maxwell, in prison interviews and appeals, has named Meghan, claiming she has a CV detailing Meghan's pre-royal life allegedly involving Epstein. Verified facts: Meghan has denied any connection. In her 2021 Oprah interview, she addressed rumors but didn't mention Epstein. Speculation: Maxwell says Meghan was assaulted by Epstein at 14 and knew Virginia Giuffre. This is unconfirmed. Maxwell's claims come from behind bars, where she's appealing her sentence. Is she desperate for attention or spilling truths? Timeline: Meghan's Hollywood days overlapped with Epstein's circle. She was in law in the 2000s, where Epstein had ties to celebrities. Hypothetical: what if Meghan crossed paths with Epstein at a party? It would explain Maxwell's CV, a document rumored to exist, detailing victim stories. But no such CV has been publicly verified. Maxwell's motive? She's been vocal since 2022, transferring to a lower security prison in 2025. Still campaigning for release. Personal interactions: Maxwell claims Meghan was close companions with Prince Andrew during his Epstein days. Andrew and Meghan: they met through Harry, but no deep ties. Yet, the social network overlaps. Andrew's Epstein connections, Harry's royal circle, Meghan's celebrity past. Rumors suggest Meghan knew Giuffre, but again, unconfirmed. This builds tension. Meghan's image is one of perfection, a perfect wife, perfect mother. But allegations of bullying from 2021 reports and now Epstein? It's a chink in the armor. Her silence is deafening. Usually vocal, she's said nothing. Why? Speculation, fear of scandal, or is there truth? Why would Maxwell drag Meghan into this? Motivation matters. Maxwell, once a socialite gracing events with Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, fell hard. After her father's death, she leaned on Epstein. Was she a victim too? Rumors suggest Epstein groomed her, but court evidence shows her as an enabler. In prison, she's appealing, claiming unfair trial, naming Meghan. A bid for relevance or revenge. Meghan's side, supporters call it a smear. Her brand is freedom and originality, motivational quotes, podcasts like Archetypes. Epstein ties would shatter that. Hypothetical: what if Meghan knew and stayed silent to protect her fairy tale? It matters because royals thrive on image. Harry's 2023 memoir hinted at family tensions, but no Epstein mention. Prince Andrew's fallout shows consequences, stripped titles, isolated. For Meghan, silence could be strategic, control the narrative, as she did with Oprah. But Maxwell's claims linger. In 2025, she's still talking, alleging Meghan deceived Harry and the world. Social dynamics. Epstein's network was a trap powerful men, vulnerable women. Maxwell recruited from bad situations, as one victim said. Meghan's pre-royal struggles, divorce, acting gigs fit the profile, but she's denied it all. The fallout? Andrew's reputation tanked. Maxwell's in prison. Meghan? Whispers of hypocrisy. Her people's princess label clashes with Epstein rumors. If true, it undermines her advocacy. But unconfirmed Maxwell's word vs. Meghan's silence, broader consequences. Epstein's case exposed elite hypocrisy. Royals like Andrew paid, but others? Speculation on more names. For Meghan, it could end her influence. Harry's 2023 book distanced from royals. This adds fuel. Hypothetical, what if Maxwell's CV leaks? Chaos. Or is it a hoax? Time will tell. Call to action. Share your thoughts, comment, subscribe, like. What's your take? Does Meghan's silence scream guilt? Let's discuss in the comments. Stay tuned for more royal revelations. Until next time, question everything.